going to do this for the rest of my life. It literally just whatever's on your mind, write it down on the piece of paper and don't stop. Even if it's just like, oh, I'm waking up, I'm going to do this today, this, and that, which is what my morning pages were in the beginning. They were very mundane and very just like what I was doing that day, not really in depth. But as my morning pages, as I started to do them more and more, I literally surprised myself with how much was in my mind was coming onto the paper, and I felt it was like such a safe space for me. As creatives, we usually tend to block ourselves and have this blockage within our own mind. We usually tend to criticize ourselves more than anyone else. Even when it comes to journal entries, like before when I would do journal entries, I'd be like, oh, someone's probably gonna look at this one day, even if it's me, and I wanna make sure it looks perfect. I wanna make sure it's the right prompt. I wanna make sure like what I'm writing is like in a writer type of way. Like I would overthink it too much. And the point of this is that there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's literally just stream of consciousness. It doesn't have to be perfect. So this basically like breaks down your walls and those blockages in such a simple way, but also so helpful because then you get to look back and see the progress, and I just can't get over it. Also, something else to keep in mind is that it doesn't matter what your mood is. Morning pages are so important because in the beginning, when I started doing morning pages, some days I would feel off and I'd be in a bad mood and I wouldn't want to write how I was feeling on the morning page because I felt like it was like negative energy or whatever the case is. So I didn't want to write about it. But it's so important that you write about it and you write whatever you're feeling on your mind, whether your mood is good or bad, which is why morning pages, there's no right or wrong way to do it, because despite if it's good or bad, it's meant for your growth and it's a part of your journey. So it's so important to write it down. You don't have to look back at them. If you do look back at them, wait at least 8 weeks, but that's basically what morning pages are. So I hope I convince you to become part of the Morning Pages Club because it has honestly changed my life so much and I will never stop doing morning pages now. Also, highly recommend this book. I'm only on week 9 and this book has called me out on so much of the excuses that I make on why I can't do what I'm dreaming of, on what's holding me, what's like in my way, like everything that you could think of what's holding you back. The book already knows, and it's gonna call you out on it, and it's gonna show you ways on how you can change it, how you can change your mindset, and by the end of it, you're gonna be a different person. Week 9, and I already feel completely different when it comes to my mindset and when it comes to following my dreams, and I just can't imagine where I'm gonna be at week 12.
Stop when all the odds are against them. Women that get up and try another day. That's what I would like to say powerful is. I know a lot of powerful women.
Things that I do on a regular is called stream of consciousness writing. There was a kind of iconic seminal books. They were called The Artist's Way. So she teaches a practice in her book called Morning Pages. And for 3 pages, you're going to write whatever comes into your mind. Don't worry about grammar. You can curse somebody out. You can cry. Everything that you're writing to just be stream of consciousness. It's a really great way of getting into that unconscious part of your brain and kind of cleaning it out. You know, for you creatives out there, it nurtures creativity. It can unlock ideas, inspirations that you would never have had if you weren't actually doing the practice. So those of you who have trouble with traditional kind of meditation styles, stream of consciousness writing or morning pages is a good alternative.
I want to say, I found that book on the pavement, the sidewalk in New York when I was walking to a friend's apartment. And the thing is, I took a different route than I had usually taken. And that book was on the pavement, and something in my spirit, 1, told me to take a different route, and 2, told me to pick up that boring looking ass book. God is so amazing! But like the magnificent, brilliant, tiny little things that built up to that moment, the only way that I would have found that book is not only if I didn't take the other route and I didn't look down and just follow that feeling that said, hey, look at this book. I didn't know, even when I picked up the damn book, that the book was going to have that big of an impact on me or change the way that I perceive myself, change the way that I interact with my creative process, and be such a thing in my life. It's just like these small little moments of constantly trusting the voice, truth. And I take a step back to fully analyze how God worked that thing out, I am just in awe and in pure gratitude of everything. And it leaves me with a curious spirit of what little things are working out and how God is going to continue to work this thing out for me as I continue on in my life. And all these small little instances of faith and trusting yourself and taking leaps and trying things and, let me try this. Oh, for some reason I have an odd feeling I should wear red lipstick today. You don't know what could happen! It's so cool!
Hey you guys, so I was going on my meditation walk and I walked past this dumpster and look what I see. And I said, I know. First of all, I said, wow, that book looks new. But then I looked closer and I said, is this a brand spanking new copy of The Artist's Way that somebody just dumped? And then the bonus is this book right here. And the funny thing is that it's been raining today and these are not wet. It's like these books were placed here just for me. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. But I'll see you all for sure at the Saturday morning tap in. All right. That's all.
Maybe God is talking to you. Maybe God is talking to you, yeah. Are you listening,
y'all? You hear it, Arthur, over on TikTok. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday morning tap-in. We are live on so many places. We're live on youtube.com/Shamika Chronicles. We're live on TikTok at Shamika Chronicles. We are live on Instagram at Shamika Chronicles, Facebook at Shamika Chronicles. Yo, Shamika Chronicles is where the Saturday morning tap-in happens every Saturday morning. I'm your host, Shamika Cotton. Welcome. If you are new here, we got some newbies over here on TikTok. Newbies are welcome here. Guess what? You found the right place at the right time. Breeze over on Instagram. Remember that time when that thing happened with the book and then I mailed it to you? Breeze knows that was a real moment. It happened to Dochi and it happened to me. But before we get started, today's show is for you if you are feeling cluttered and overstimulated. Anybody feeling a little cluttered and overstimulated? Raise your hand, tap the screen, right? Maybe you woke up and you feel like you're still carrying around yesterday's gook into today, right? Then today's show is for you. Today's show is for you if you want clarity, but you can't quite hear it for yourself, right? You need some space so you can hear yourself think, right? And today's show is for you if you've heard about journaling and morning pages and you want to understand why it works. We are talking about all of that today for today's Saturday morning tap in. So go ahead. For those who are new here, this is what you need, okay? You need a journal. You need something to write with. So if you don't have a journal, just go grab some paper. We will be journaling today, right? Grab your paper, grab your pen. If you want, grab a little candle, a little Palo Santo, a little incense to make the moment nice and juicy. I got my candle, Fresh Balsam from Bath and Body Works. Why did I have to read it? Read it. I already know what it is. Whatever you want to make this moment full of light and love, go get it because it is time to tap in. Let's go.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Sure. Y'all, welcome. Y'all, give some love in the chat for our interns who are back. We got Mia this cycle backstage producing the show. Send Mia some love in the chat. Let her know that she is doing an amazing job because she is. because she is. This is her first time producing the show. And it's been going really great. She's been working really hard. I'm in my cipher. No, I tried. Welcome to Saturday Morning Tapping, you all. Welcome. Yes. Okay, we got Rashida. Good morning, Rashida. It's so good to see you here. Yes, Rashida says that was cool. For real, these morning pages. Yep. And it's all from this book called The Artist's Way that you can get on Amazon. They have a Kindle version. They have a hardback version. We're going to talk more about it. But I'm so glad to see you all here. Who we got over here on Instagram? On Instagrizzy, we got welcome Bowlegs 1122. Welcome Claydex to your Saturday morning tap-in. Welcome Jeffrey Jackson Nate. Your Saturday morning tap-in. We got my regulars in the building. Reese in the building. Darrell Nunn. Okay. Hey friends, nice to see you in the building. Who else we got tapping in on this Saturday morning? All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. I didn't even light my candle. Would you light my candle? Go ahead and take me down, me. I'm ready. Yes. How we doing on TikTok? Yes, tap the screen. Give me those hearts. Y'all know y'all can tap the screen on Instagram as well. All right. So before we get started, let's just take a moment to center ourselves in this moment together. And the way that we do that is simply by breathing. So let's take a moment and to take some nice cleansing inhales. We inhale together. Hold it. And exhale. Yes. That felt good. Did y'all breathe this morning? You're like, of course we breathe this morning. We're alive. But did you intentionally breathe this morning? Let's take another collective inhale because we are here in this moment together. We inhale. And exhale. Whew, wonderful. Welcome, Willis T-Man. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. For those who are just joining us, I am Shamika Cotton. It's Saturday morning tap-in. I'm so glad that you're here today. And if you haven't guessed, today's show is about journaling. We are taking it back to the very beginnings of this show, right? I created a whole show, right? For those who are new here, about journaling, right? We journal every Saturday. And so today I wanted us to go back to our roots, right? To something that is very foundational in my self-care routine, which is journaling, right? And today we're specifically talking about stream of consciousness journaling, also known as morning pages. Now, morning pages or stream of consciousness journaling is one of the most grounding and practical tools that I know of for clearing our mind and reconnecting ourselves. But before we go any further, one thing that we do every Saturday, right? The other part of Saturday morning is we come together to set intentions, all right? And so let's go ahead. What intention do you want to set for today? I'm going to tell y'all right now. Okay. The intention that I'm setting for today is divine order. Okay. I need some divine order in my technology. Mia reminded me that I needed some divine order in my desktop. Okay. Y'all not going to see my desktop with all those 5711 icons on it, but I need some divine order in my apartment. What intention do you want to set today? And Mia, keep a note of these intentions. I forgot to tell you, you're going to have to pop these up on the screen. So gather, we got order. All right. Over here on TikTok, Soraya Jane says peace. All right. Real time. Was it? Real time is my jam. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap in. We got Jay tapping in. I see you. It's Lucky Beanie. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap in. And I believe Arthur over on TikTok wanted to set the intention for health, right? Arthur asked for prayer. And guess what? Setting intentions is a form of prayer. So make sure we write that down for an intention that we're going to set for today. health for Arthur's family, right? That's an intention. It's Lucky Beanie says determination is an intention that we are setting today, right? Now remember, for the intention, you don't have to overthink it, right? Just share a word or a phrase that represents what you want to make space for today, or how you want to feel. Welcome to my San Shanita in the building. So good to see you tapping in today for your Saturday morning tap in. Sans, love you. So glad to see you here. All right. So feel free. Go ahead. Keep putting those intentions in the chat. And then later today, we will put them all in the pot and set that intention together. We're going to activate those intentions, right? We're going to come together where two or more are gathered, right? We're going to come together in a collective consciousness and care, bear, stare those intentions, right? And send them out into the universe with so much love. Love is an activating power, right? And this is the month of February. This is the month where we celebrate love, right? Where the feeling of love is amplified. Love is always all around us. But in this month of February, right, we do it and we do it well. And also, happy Black History Month. Okay, can we say that? Happy Black History Month as well. All right, I'm just going to double check in over here on TikTok. Very good. We're doing good. All right. Regina is tapping in. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap in. All right. So today, as I said, we're talking about journaling. And journaling is a wonderful way to clear your mind. Think about it like this. Okay. Follow me on this. All right. Every day we wash our faces. We brush our teeth. We take a shower. And just the same way that we take care of our outer bodies, right? We also have to wash our mind, take care of the inside part of us, right? We have to clean and clear our thoughts, right? Our consciousness. Hi, Robin. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. So glad to see you here. Because if we don't take that opportunity to clear our mind, to clear our consciousness, right? We tend to carry yesterday into today. And I also like to think about it like this. When we think about our windows, right? We have to constantly clean our windows because the debris continues to pile up on it, right? And if we don't take time to clear the windows of our cars, the windows of our homes, right? We're not able to really clearly see what is before us, right? And if we can't clearly see what is before us in our cars, that could lead to, of course, an accident, right? It could lead to something that we don't want to happen. So it's important that we clear our mind so we can clearly see what is before us. And I always say on Saturday morning tap-in that there is good all around us all the time. But if we're still carrying in yesterday's gunk, or even just carrying in yesterday's goodness, we have to do a nice cleansing reset. And journaling is a way to do that, right? That's a way for us to release the past, release yesterday, release the thoughts that are on our mind so that we can receive the good of this moment. Somebody say release so we can receive, right? Type it in the chat. I release so I can receive. That I like that one. I release so I can receive. All right, we got my nephew Christian tapping in on today's Saturday morning tap-in on TikTok. Hey, nephew, auntie loves you. So glad to see you tapping in, right? I release so I can receive. Mia, go ahead and put that up on the chat and on the screen for me. I release so I can receive. And journaling is one of the ways that we do that. Now, I want to share, a little personal story with you guys about journaling and my connection to journaling. Okay, first of all, let me shout out to Abby. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. So glad to see you tapping in this morning. And y'all, don't forget, tap on that screen on Instagram, put some comments in the chat on YouTube and Instagram, and let Mia know how amazing she is doing running this show. Okay, the wind beneath my wings. Yes, 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 Regina. My intention, write this down, Mia. My intention, let there be light, divine order. Setting the intention for light. Write that down as one of the intentions. I love that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love that. So for me, journaling became essential for me. It was really essential for me during a season of deep burnout. And I will share that in 2016, right? It was a really hard year for me. Basically, 2015 was tough because that's when I lost my grandmother. I lost my dog, right? And then 2016, I lost my brother. Things were going on. And let me tell y'all, that led to a crash and a burnout. Okay. Just sharing. And it was a deep season of grief, a deep season of depression, and severe, when I say severe disconnect, I had a disconnect from my career ambition. I had a disconnect from creativity. I had a disconnect from life in general. Okay. That's where we were. Oh, Jamil is over on TikTok. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap in. So glad to see you here, sis. Right. And so I had to tell my team, for those who are new here, who may not know me, I am an actor. And so I had to tell my team, my agents and my managers, that I needed to step away to get myself together. And so I was in therapy. And then I remembered that I had this book, and the name of the book is The Artist Way, right? Written by Julia Cameron. And I had started that book a few times before, but I never finished it. And so this time, at this point in my life, at that point in my life, I had time. And for the first time, when I was doing The Artist Way, doing the process of the book, I wasn't trying to produce anything, right? Because remember, I was disconnected from even being an artist. I didn't care about acting. I didn't care about art. All I was trying to do was to get through day to day, right? I was just trying to say, I'm going to stay here another day. Okay. That was my goal. And so I wasn't trying to make art. I wasn't trying to make something that other people could validate. I was trying to feel again. Thank you so much for those hearts, Jamil, Champagne and Crayons over on TikTok. Thank you so much for those heart puffs. Okay.
I'm gonna stay here another day. Okay.
That was my
goal.
Who is unmuted over here?
I wasn't trying
Monica.
That's
all good.
I wasn't trying to.
There we go. Awesome. All good, my love. We got interns coming into the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. So I was trying to feel again because I was so disconnected. And that is what helped. The book, The Artist Way. Mia, go ahead and throw up that QR code for those who may want to go get the book. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can get the book. It's available in Kindle. I have it in the Kindle version, and it's also available as a paperback. And there's also a hard copy as well, but you can scan that if you're interested in getting the book, right? And that is what helped. I wasn't on a journey to create. I was on a journey to reconnect with me. Let me know in the chat, have you ever felt like you needed to reconnect with yourself, right? Maybe you're there right now. Let us know in the chat. Do we need to set that as an intention today? Put that down. Somebody may not say it, but I'm going to put it down for someone. We're setting the intention today to reconnect. And let's just take a moment to breathe that in, right? Let's take a nice collective inhale. And exhale. Because I can feel that somebody is connecting to what I'm saying right now. And I want to take a pause because I can understand that sometimes things happen in life like they did to me that makes you want to disconnect from life. And so we set the intention right now to reconnect, to stay connected. But just breathing that in and holding that space for someone, because I can feel the connection right now. I feel it. I absolutely feel that. Okay. And this is a safe space. Welcome, Miles, tapping in on Instagram. I'm so glad that you're here. And so, The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, it is a 12-week journey of self-discovery, right? And it requires a 30-minute to 1 hour commitment every day, right? Just 30 minutes or 1 hour a day, where you shift your focus from product to process. You shift your focus to reconnecting with yourself. And that 30 minutes or 1 hour a day is journaling. It's when, instead of asking, what am I making, right? What am I doing for my career or my job or my goals, right? We're letting that all go for 30 minutes of the day, 30 minutes to an hour. And instead, we are asking, who am I becoming, right? In The Artist Way, there are 2 practices that are central to the book. The first practice is called the Artist Date. And so that's a weekly solo experience where you do something just for yourself that brings you joy, right? For me, one of the things that I did, and I still have this, I did this back in 2016, but I was committed to reconnecting. And I don't know why I feel so emotional. I guess it's because I'm sharing something very personal to myself, and I can feel that it's connecting with someone else. And so be it. If that's what needs to happen, so that someone here today feels reconnected through this tap-in, that's what we are here for. So part of the Artist Date is to find something that brings you joy. And sometimes you got to go back to when you were like a little kid, okay? And one thing that I used to love to do as a kid was to play with Play-Doh. I love playing with Play-Doh. And The Artist Way says you don't have to, for the Artist Date in the book, The Artist Way, the Artist Date doesn't have to be something fancy. You don't got to go see a play. You don't got to go do something that costs a lot of money. What's the simplest thing you can do, right? And for me, it was Play-Doh, right? And so I'll share it on the screen. I made these little things with Play-Doh right here. Oh, sorry. Okay, there we go. These are little Play-Doh figures that I stamped out. On the cap of the Play-Doh, they were like cookie cutters of animals. And so I cut them out, and then I colored them in with markers. And while Champagne and Crayons is here on TikTok, guess what else you can do on an Artist Date? You can pick up her coloring books and her activity books. Visit Champagne and Crayons on TikTok. You can do those books as your Artist Date. You get you one of those books, you get your crayons and your markers, you do those activity books, you color, you do the word find, something that brings you back to you. My grandmother, if she was doing an Artist Date and she was taking time for herself, if she were to do that, not that she did, but one thing that she used to do was those word finds. And Champagne and Crayon, she has those word finds in her that she makes. All right, on TikTok. Check her out. Let me see. Let me pin you. Champagne and Crayons. Put a comment in TikTok so I can pin you, my love. Right? You find anything that is simple that reconnects you to something that you love to do. Right? And so that's what I did. I did these little Play-Doh cutouts. Right? And then the second part of the Artist Way, the second practice is what we've been talking about, is the morning pages. Now, the morning pages is described as 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness writing. It is an active form of meditation. An active form of meditation. Champagne and Crayon, put a comment in the chat. Thank you so much for those hearts. Thank you for those hearts. Keep it real. I love you for that comment. I love you for that comment. Right? So the 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness writing. And as Sanaa talked about it in the clips we played in the beginning, right? You're just writing and you're doing it by hand. Now, guess what? In today's day and age, we also type, but there's something special about getting a journal, getting a pen, and allowing that connection from your mind down to your hand and moving your hand across the page. That's just, that's one theory. But guess what? I just want you to journal, whether you're typing or writing. Okay. And it's not meant to be art. You don't have to be brilliant in these morning pages, right? They are meant simply to clear your mind. And what I love about journaling is that it helps me to focus. Sometimes when I'm trying to hold a thought in my mind, like a vision or an idea, or even a prayer, sometimes like I'll have the idea, but I can't keep my mind on it because I have so many other things bombarding my mind. But if I start to connect and get that idea and start writing it on the page, it helps me hold it in my mind, right, for a longer period of time. Some more 2K3, welcome. Good morning, my love. Some more 2K3 says that's when he did the artist way. Let me know what you're talking about, because I think I was delayed in seeing that. Were you going through something or you wanted to reconnect? Let me know in the chat, Stephen. Give us a little bit more information about that. Give us some more information about that. We love to know and hold that space with you, right? Welcome, Ashley Nicole over on Instagram. Welcome to your Saturday morning Saturday morning tap it. Wow. So some more 2K3 says you did the artist way in 2016 as well. Yes, yes, and yes. And so what I found when I'm trying to hold a thought or an idea, after he lost his dad, he did the morning pages. Are y'all picking this up? Right? These morning pages and journaling, they're very healing, and you don't have to be an artist to do them. You don't have to be an artist in order for it to help you reconnect and heal. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Stephen. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this Saturday morning tap-in community is just such a gift, right? You are not alone when you are in community here with Saturday morning tap-in. And so when my hand and my mind are moving together, I am able to stay with the thought. And so with that being said, journaling can be an active form of meditation. So many people say, well, I've tried to meditate, but my mind keeps wandering, right? Try journaling. It's an active form of meditation, right? It can even be an active form of prayer. One of our community members, Soraya Jane, my TikTok niece, shared this beautifully. Can we see that video, Mia? Hold on, wait. It's not showing Soraya on the screen. Let's try it again. There we go. That is my TikTok niece, Soraya Jane, who I am so proud of. Journaling her prayer, writing down our prayers help us to look back and see what we prayed about. And sometimes when it's time to pray, our minds wander. Anybody have that experience when you're trying to pray? So many things come to mind, right? And it's just like my mind is wandering. I have so many things that I want to pray, right? So many things I want to pray about, and they're just bombarding my mind. And so when we take time to write down our prayers, it helps us to stay focused. It gives our thoughts and our prayers a place to land. And so, Soraya Jane, I am so proud of you, and I am so glad that you are a part of the Saturday Morning Tap-In community. Right? So before we start doing our journaling for today, can you take down the QR code for a moment, Mia, so I can see where we are? Okay, yes, we're doing great. We're doing great on time. Yes, it helps us to stay focused. So before we take a moment to journal, I want us to just take this moment to relax And we're going to do something that I call box breathing. Now, box breathing is a really wonderful technique for getting our thoughts together. For if we find ourselves just feeling ungrounded and disconnected, we take time just to breathe. And it's called box breathing because you inhale for 4, you hold it for 4 counts, you exhale for a 4 count, and then you hold it one more time for a count of 4 before you then exhale for a count of 4. Give me 1 second to get this pulled up. And we're going to do some box breathing before we go into our journaling today. I want us to do some stream of consciousness journaling today so that you can practice it and see what it's like to do it. Okay. So wherever you are, get comfortable in your chair, whether you're laying down in the bed, wherever you are, just get comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled up. Give me 1 moment. And don't worry, we're not going to do it for very long. Okay. So don't mind the time. Just mind your breathing and I will watch the time, right? Saturday morning tap in is all about taking the time to do the things that make us feel good, right? That we need to do. So often we are rushing through our day, through our lives, and we don't take time to be intentional, even just about our breath. So let's go ahead and do some box breathing. You'll be able to hear audible inhale and exhale cues. You can do it with your eyes open or shut. We begin. Breathe in for 4. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Hold it for 4. And we're breathing out for a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 4. Then we're breathing in for a count of 4. All right, let's continue to do this together. Breathing out. Holding. Wonderful. I hope you are feeling more open and more relaxed as we move into the journaling portion of the show. How are we feeling over on TikTok? Okay. So we're going to go into doing some journaling, right? Our stream of consciousness. Now, remember, this is not about being eloquent. It doesn't even have to be positive. You can basically say, I am so upset. I am irritated. You can curse in your pages. It's not even about being deep, right? Arthur, you can write about your prayer as well. You can write that prayer for your family member for health. You can journal that. What we're about to do is to journal and clear the way. We're going to write without editing. We're going to write without judging. We're going to write even without rereading what we write. Here on Saturday Morning Tap-In, we're not going to do 3 pages front and back, right? Because that takes 30 minutes to an hour. What we do on Saturday Morning Tap-In is we set the clock for 10 minutes and 10 seconds. And we make the commitment to keep our hand moving across the page for 10 minutes and 10 seconds, right? And so for today, since we are doing stream of consciousness, I'm going to give you some starter phrases, right? It's not necessarily a prompt, right? But you can use some of these starter phrases just to get started. You could say, ugh, I feel, and write down how I feel. You can start with, I don't even know how I feel, and keep writing there. You could say, I keep thinking about, and then fill in the blank. Maybe you could write, yesterday was so cool, ... Or, I'm so afraid. Write that into your stream of consciousness. Or, I'm so excited about. Feel free to put those on the ticker, Mia. These different they're not really prompts, but they're starter phrases, which is a prompt, really. You could start with, I can't wait, and then fill in the blank. You can start with, why can't I stop thinking about ... and fill in the blank. Or you can even write, this is boring. This doesn't work. I hate writing. I'm not a good writer. I'm so glad I don't have to read this later. And just keep writing, keeping your hand moving across the page. You could write, I should be doing something else right now, but instead I'm here doing, and keep writing. A few other starter phrases is, I like, fill in the blank. I dislike, fill in the blank. I hope, fill in the blank. I regret, fill in the blank. I plan. Whatever you do, just keep writing. All right, I'm going to set our timer for 10 minutes and 10 seconds. And we are now journaling. Let's journal. Yes, thank you so much, Mia. You're doing amazing. Good morning. We're getting the good food. We're training our mind, clearing our consciousness. 9 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Journal. Very good. Yes, Mr. Guyton. Yes, clearing the mind. Welcome. You're tuned into the Saturday Morning Tap-In every Saturday morning right here on TikTok, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So glad to see you. Welcome. Robin, you know about these morning pages. I know you know. Yes. Just let it flow. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You can start talking about something in the first half of a sentence and then start talking about something completely different. You can change your mind in your morning pages. These are your morning pages. This is your journal. This is your mind dump. We're journaling. Welcome, Smiley Smiles. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. So glad to see you here. Okay, woke up winning, Gen X. So did I. Fancy meeting you here. 7 minutes, 56 seconds to go. We are journaling. We're journaling. And today we are doing morning pages, stream of consciousness. Welcome, love, melanin. Happy Black History Month. And don't worry about it being neat. Let the handwriting be sloppy. You don't got to read this later. Just get it on out on the page. 6 minutes to go. It never fails. I pack myself up in my journals. We're journaling. What's up, brother? So glad to see you here. We're journaling. Love you. Happy belated birthday. We're journaling. Thank you so much, Bruce. So glad to see you here on TikTok, tapping in for the Saturday morning tap in. We've got 4 minutes to go. We are journaling. We're doing morning pages. Hey, Toby, welcome to Saturday morning tap in. Just let it pour out. Stream of consciousness. Don't worry about it. Jesus, Genesis, with the journaling. Welcome. Left-handers rule. Okay. I'm not left-handed. It's actually, it reflects, it's mirroring it. If I was left-handed, I'd be writing like this, right? I love you, left-handed. Welcome, Jesus. So glad you're here. We have 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. We are tapping in. We are journaling. Jamil is now on Instagram. Love you. And journaling. "32 seconds to go. We are wrapping it up. Get ready to wrap it up." Three seconds to go. Actually, that was it. We have journaled for today. We have done something good for ourselves. Give yourselves a hug, a hand clap, high five yourself. But whatever you do, give yourself props for taking time to tap in today, for taking time to do something for you today. And for those who are new, I'm so glad that you joined us today. Let me know in the chat as we're wrapping up today's Saturday morning tap-in. Did you have any aha moments today? Did you have a good time today in today's Saturday morning tap-in? Feel free to put it in the chat. If you had something that you want to share from your journal, you can put that in the chat as well. I'd love to read it. But remember, you don't have to, okay? You don't have to, but you are welcome to. Sometimes you write something, you want to share it, right? And so, but my commitment is every Saturday, I commit to sharing what I wrote during my journaling session. So I'm going to read that in just a second. But I want to see how you're doing. Okay, great. Okay, thank you for being here for me over here on TikTok. Really appreciate you. Okay, Toby says, have you heard of the newest Springsteen song? Is it about morning pages, Toby? Or is it about something I said earlier? Let me know. I don't know if I heard it or not. I don't know if I heard it. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote in my morning pages. And because I have, oh, that's Christian. Okay. It's you. Okay. Christian, it doesn't have your name on TikTok, so I can't tell that it's you, but I kind of know now. I can see the picture. But I'm going to read to you what I wrote in my morning pages. And I made it very, because I've been doing this forever, as you can see, for 10 years now. Wow, 10 years. So I want you all, especially those who are new to morning pages, especially for those who feel like, I hate journaling. I can't journal. I don't know how to write. And I want to show y'all, look how messy my handwriting is. Messy, messy, messy. That's not my regular handwriting. But T. Erica, your handwriting doesn't have to be beautiful for morning pages. All right. It's about getting the thoughts out. And so this is what I wrote in my morning pages. Stream of consciousness. Here we go. I am so grateful for this show today. The way that I am divinely supported in every area of my life is such a gift. I have so much to do today. I have 3 meetings, prayer chaplain meeting, which is after the all cat meeting today. And then I have a client meeting and I've got designs to work on. I am so irritated about this Gmail situation. Pause. Y'all see how I'm changing topics right in the middle? Stream of consciousness. That's how the mind works. Back to my morning pages. I am so irritated about this Gmail situation. Gmail, if y'all don't unblock my inbox right now, seriously, I am not buying more storage. Sidebar, I am so proud of my nephew for working 4 hours yesterday. Pause, time out. See how I changed topics again? Morning pages don't have to be brilliant. Okay, you guys? I just want you all to know that. All right, carrying on. I'm so proud of my nephew for working 4 hours yesterday, working in the family business. My handwriting is beyond sloppy right now. I hope I can read this back later. But guess what? This is what the morning pages are about. We write and we don't judge. We let it out. We give our minds and our thoughts a place to land. And it's sometimes the way that I get my mind to stop being all over the place. Afterwards, it's ready to talk to me nice and clear. My thoughts don't race as much. And it's so funny how my handwriting can tell you my energy. Handwriting is unbelievably doctor-like. Sidebar, shout out. And that's what I wrote, you guys. Right? Very different than our normal prompted journaling that we do on Saturday morning tap-in. But I really wanted that to be a way for people who are new to morning pages to understand that's what morning pages can look like, right? It is an absolute mind dump. And like I said in there, sometimes after I do my morning pages, my mind is a little bit clearer, right? My thoughts are a little bit more orderly, okay? So I hope you all are picking up what we've been putting down today about the morning pages. Mia, go ahead and throw up that QR code for me. And then also throw up the intentions for today, please. If you have those, we are ready for the intentions. Yes, we are going to go ahead and activate these intentions that we set today. All right. All right. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay. So we had more intentions, right? Okay. So we're going to do intention. So we said divine order. We said peace, right? We said health for family. We said reconnection and divine light. And we're going to say release. We'll set those as the intentions for today. Boop. There we go. And those are the intentions that we are going to set today. All right. All right. So let's just take a moment to center ourselves as we prepare ourselves to set our intention, right? Today's been a powerful show. We've had some really powerful conversations. We stirred up We've stirred up some feelings and emotions. We stirred up some new thoughts, right? And so we've had a moment to air out our minds in our morning pages. So let's just take a nice collective inhale and exhale as we set the intention for divine order. We set the intention for divine order. I am in divine order. Feel free to affirm that with me. I am in divine order. My living environment is in divine order. My finances are in divine order. My digital spaces are in divine order. We set the intention for divine order. My health is in divine order. My creativity is in divine order. My career is in divine order. I am in divine order. Let's take a nice inhale on that. And exhale. We set the intention for peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace on earth. And where does it begin? With me. I am peace. Affirm that with me. I am peace. Let's take a nice inhale and exhale. I am peace. I bring peace with me wherever I go. I send peace before me in this day today. I send peace to my loved ones. I send peace to those who I perceive as an enemy. I send peace because there is only one, and that is love. We send peace. I am peace. Divine oneness. We set the intention for health. Let's just take a nice collective inhale. I am healthy. Affirm your health. I speak health to my body, to every system in my body, to every cell in my body. I speak health to those family members or friends who are having a health challenge. We hold them and we see them in our mind's eye. We speak health to them. And if you can just take a moment to picture them and to see a glowing yellow light surrounding them. And in that light is healing. There's rejuvenation. That their mind is being restored. Thoughts of health are being restored and revealed. We open ourselves to the many expressions of health, through the many channels through which health flows in, as, and through each and every one of us. Through the many channels through which health flows in, as, and through those who we are holding the space for health for right now. We set the intention for reconnection. I release so I can receive, and I reconnect. Let's repeat that together. I release so I can receive, and I reconnect to my good. One more time. I release so I can receive. I reconnect to my good. And we take all these intentions and we surround them in a divine light. We send them forward. And we say, let there be light. And so it is. All right. Well, that has been today's, hold on one second, TikTok. That has been today's Saturday morning tap-in. I hope that you are feeling refreshed, reconnected. I hope that you have a new tool that you can use to help clear the clutter of your mind, to help you give your thoughts a place to land, to give your prayers a place to land. If you're interested and you're curious about doing the Artist Way journey, go ahead and scan that QR code on the screen, or go to my link tree. If you're on Instagram or on TikTok, you'll see a link there where you can go click it and it'll take you to Amazon to get the book in Kindle form or paperback, and go on the journey. It's a worthwhile 12-week journey. You won't regret it. All right, you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's Saturday morning tap-in. Go out there. Remember, we just set some powerful intentions. So go out there and expect the good. Why? Because you deserve it. All right, y'all. You deserve it. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I'll see you all next Saturday for another episode of Saturday Morning Tap-In. Thank you all so much for joining us. Bye for now. Awesome.